Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to our free-to-play series, part 25. We're up against Deer. I always forget to look at the map, so I don't know what it's called. Anyways, we're gonna start off with Razor Mouth and Contortio. This is how I always start off on this map. 2-1 drop. He's gonna start off with a Cassowary and his own Razor Mouth. So let's take a look at what we ended up doing. We're just gonna capture the bottom tile and the top. Usually I go for this tile right here that the Razor Mouth on, and then our opponent's tile. But because he has the Razor Mouth there, I don't want the Contortio to die just yet. We bring out. I always start out with the 2-1 cause so that on turn 2 I could get out a Ginsting. He's also gonna get out his own Ginsting, but that's alright. And he's actually, because our Ginsting is positioned here, he actually can't capture this top tile because Ginsting plus our Razor Mouth will kill his Cassowary. That's something that you should know. If on turn 2 you're gonna try to start off like this, make sure you place your Ginsting here. If you place it on this top one, then the only way your Ginsting reaches this tile is by stepping on the lava, which you don't want. Same goes for this side. If you place it down here, your opponent's free to capture this panic point, unless you want your Ginsting to take 450 damage guaranteed, which you don't. So we're gonna go ahead. Again, notice our Ginsting placement. Instead of placing it on the tile down here, we place it up here so that if he decides to move up with his Cassowary or his own Ginsting, our Ginsting here will be able to retaliate. And we're gonna bring out a Murder Wing as well, just to help back up the Ginsting if he decides to go all out. Which he isn't. He's gonna bring out his Jar Cannon. So that leaves us, but pretty much he's giving us easy access to the map, so things are going pretty good. We're gonna go ahead, just start dealing a bunch of damage to his Ginsting.
That was quite a good start.
I don't think he can kill off our... I don't believe he can kill off our Murder Wing. I could be wrong. I think... actually, he might be able to. But our Razor Mouth position, if he decides to... He has to fully commit in order to kill Contortio and Murder Wing. So, if he's going to need to move his Cassowary where our Contortio is. And our Razor Mouth, because the Murder Wing will die if he does end up doing that. Razor Mouth in position here. One hit with the Ginsting and Razor Mouth will kill Cassowary, and then Ginsting finishes off his other Ginsting. So we're in a good position. We're gonna move out with our Great Digger. Try to see if we can capture this top tile. He's gonna bring out his own Murder Wing. Kill off, you know, our Contortio. And it looks like he's actually gonna kill off our Ginsting. So, pretty big mistake on my part. However, we can just send our Razor Mouth to kill off his Ginsting. As for his Cassowary, we just do one shot to it and then back off. And then get our Gravedigger down here to back up our low HP Murder Wing. And he's gonna finally try to restabilize. We've been doing about 700 damage each turn to his heart. And we're actually saving up our keys. We're gonna bring out, I believe, a Klepto? Yeah. We're gonna bring out a Klepto. He has a bunch of squishy units out. And again, I always like using... So right here, he's gonna actually kill off our Murder Wing there. Big mistake on my part. I actually made quite a bit mistakes in this matchup. Like I was saying, I always like pairing up splash damage with Gravedigger. It's a pretty good combination. We're gonna go ahead and kill off that freaking Cassowary. And then get our Bomangos down here to lock down the bottom half of the map. So things aren't looking too good for us. I'd say he has better phobies out right now. However, ours are generally more tankier, so... But he is up on keys, because we made quite a few mistakes this match. He's gonna bring out a Tiny Tim. That thing is so hard to kill. In case you guys are unaware. If it's burrowed, it suffers 50% less damage. So, basically, it'll only get... If I decide to hit it with my Klepto, he's only gonna take 230 damage, which is pretty crazy to be honest. And he's pretty tanky. So I gotta be careful. We bring out a balloon and our own cassowary. I'm thinking in my head, the only way we're gonna win this, because he does have the better phobies out. The only way he's gonna win this is if I can get a big balloon to pop off. Of course, you can always just snipe it with his jar cannon, but that does make it so that we could advance with our Bromangles and other units. So right here, he's actually gonna get quite a bit of damage off on our Klepto, but that's okay. We're just gonna get one hit off and back away. Get our Bromangles. He cleared up the bottom panic point so that I can grab it. We're gonna go ahead and block off so that he can't kill our Klepto. The Klepto's pretty low. It's about half HP, a little bit more. And we're not gonna do anything with our balloon. And right here, he's actually gonna go all out and kill off our Gravedigger. Which is unfortunate, but it actually turns out to be a mistake on his part, because now we can easily kill his murderer and then move our balloon in position of where the murder wing is, and all his phobies are now debuffed. So now I can essentially just win the match, because his phobies are gonna deal nothing, like 100 damage each shot. Let's take a look. So 250, that's still quite a lot. 170 and 0. First things first, we're gonna kill off his... I believe his jar cannon should die. Well, I guess we're not gonna do that though. I guess we kill off his Tiny Tim. That's pretty much GG's. The guy played it well. I made quite a few mistakes, but he also made a mistake at the end, which ended up winning us the game. I'll see you guys in the next match. So we're back. We're on Rush Hour. We're up against Ram 8. This map's kind of tough, to be honest. You got the healing spas in close proximity to the middle of the map. I always start off with a werewolf. I do like using it on maps that have healing spas. He's gonna start out with a razor mouth and a fetch. Pretty interesting start. I'm gonna go ahead and capture this bottom tile. Get our Gin Sting out so that we lock both these panic points right here. And our werewolf does transform, so we can start bullying his phobies. Our werewolf is gonna transform, so we're gonna start taking shots at the fetch. But go ahead, pressure with our Gin Sting. Just because he has quite a bit of health, he doesn't have enough damage to kill it. And fetch does deal pretty scary amounts of damage, but because it's a werewolf, I'm not really worried about that. He's actually gonna bring out a, what's this called? Baba Yaga. Pretty annoying phobie. Pretty scary traps, if I'll be honest. We're gonna go ahead, keep dealing damage to his fetch. And I believe he actually, Werewolf is so tanky, even after taking 2 shots from fetch and a Evo shot, he still has 1400 health. So I'm gonna leave him there because that way I can take 2 shots with my jar cannon and he can't kill our jar cannon with anything. His fetch is at 1000 health, so he's about half HP. He's gonna bring out his Noxious, pretty annoying. Werewolf will go back down to his normal state. But that's where you want to heal him. You never really want to heal him when he's in his big state, for the most part. Gonna get our Erratic up here. And then we're gonna move our Ginsting. I don't want him to be able to easily poison our Erratic. If he wants to, he can come up and poison our Erratic. But I want him to not be able to do it for free. So we're gonna bring out Innocuous here. Just so next turn, if he does decide to move up with his Noxious, we can clear up this obstacle and then our Innocuous will be able to take shots at his Noxious. Gonna bring out Ginsting, move up with his fetch, pretty scary. Our lower half is definitely a lot weaker. So right here, he's gonna try to advance. Take control back of the middle panic point. Just fine with me. Gonna go ahead, just try to deal as much damage as we can to the Noxious.
Oh, did you see those sparks?
Take 1 shot at fetch, 2 shots actually. I believe it does die. Yeah, so we actually overextended there. I'm just gonna leave our stuff here like this. I'm not too scared about the Noxious poison right now. Yeah, our Erratic will suffer from it, and so will our Ginsting. But our Werewolf's back online next turn, so we can easily just swap position with Wolf and Ginsting to kill out that poison. And right here, he's actually gonna do an aggressive Evo. I guess he just doesn't expect me to have the damage output to kill it, which is a big mistake. If you guys are gonna do this, you gotta make sure that your opponent can't spawn any more Phobies and that he doesn't have a bunch of keys in reserve. So our Werewolf transforms. Go ahead and capture that middle tile, but right now we're just gonna kill off his Evo. We're gonna have to bring out a Stairmaster for that. And then we're actually gonna bring our Werewolf here because he's gonna live, and I didn't want him to be able to kill off our Jar Cannon with Ginsting plus Noxious ability. And bring our Erratic 1 tile further up so that he has more control of the map. And right now he's just gonna try to do as much damage as he can to our Ginsting and Werewolf. Werewolf, I'm not worried too much. Ginsting, I am a little bit worried. Gonna bring out a Temptress. And he moved up his Baba Yaga. So he probably placed a trap somewhere, either where Erratic is, this tile, or the middle tile. Gonna go ahead, just sacrifice our Werewolf to basically kill the Baba Yaga and capture it before it dies. But I guess we changed our mind. So instead we just body blocked it so our Erratic wouldn't have to suffer the Baba Yaga damage. And then I made a mistake here. I got a bit too ambitious. I shouldn't have put my ginseng there, because it does end up just dying. I should have saved it instead. He's gonna bring out Hematic Ginseng. He has a bunch of splash damage, so, and my units out right now are pretty squishy, so I am a little bit scared. And our werewolf actually goes back down to its regressive state, so I'm even more scared than before. So right now I'm just trying to play it safe. I don't want him to be able to poison our erratic. I'm gonna bring out a Miss Mofat just to make sure he can't move up on the bottom half of the map. So right now I'm just kind of stalling until werewolf is back. I'm gonna go ahead and move up to control this bottom half of the map. And he did end up losing his Baba Yaga pretty early. He only got one trap half, I believe. So if you guys are gonna use trappers, you want to make sure you lay down at least a couple traps before you sacrifice it. We're just gonna slowly move up. Sorry about that, was a timer. I'm trying to get my erratic away from the freaking Noxious. And then right here, we're just gonna finally push. Start putting a bunch of pressure on everything. Get our Morty in position. And he actually surprised me with that Baba Yaga trap there. I don't know if he has enough damage to... No, definitely not. He doesn't have enough damage to kill off our werewolf, which is good. So, because our erratic is so low, I'm just gonna sacrifice it. Especially since he has a poison unit out. That's why, in case you're wondering why I just threw it out for the middle. However, I did know that he would have to respond to it a little bit, so we're actually gonna kill off his... I believe his ginseng here. Of course, our spider will die, but 5 key for a 6 key, I'd take that any time. Gonna get our werewolf out of there. We still have our Morty, and we're gonna bring out our Razor Mouse. And we control 4 out of the 5 panic points, so he needs to advance. So we are pressuring him a lot. He's gonna Boo Fairy our Stairmaster. And then we capture that top tile with his Noxious. And it's gonna push up on the top, which is very interesting. Of course, we're just gonna kill his Noxious because I still think it's the biggest threat he has. Temptress, I don't really care about. I don't really respect that Phobie, to be honest. It just deals very little damage. Go ahead, kill his Noxious off. Poison his Boo Fairy. Miss Mofa actually has a very scary poison. It starts out at 400 base, which is insane. It's almost like a sheeping gas. We'll get our Stairmaster out of the way. And right here, I'm gonna end up sacrificing our Stairmaster. I'm hoping he goes for it instead of trying to kill my Innocuous or Morty. As right now, those are our big damage makers. Damage dealers, rather. We'll go ahead, advance on our Miss Mofat, but she's gonna live. And it's gonna get a big Temptress shot out. Actually kills quite a bit of Phobies, but he's actually gonna let our Morty live. And not only that, not only that, he's gonna let me kill off his Temptress for free, and then we just get our Morty out of there. And that's pretty much GG's. This match was a whole lot closer than I thought. This Blue Fairy is just gonna die to poison. He's gonna fall back. Pretty nice play on his part. Next turn, we're just gonna capture this top tile with our Stairmaster. And I didn't want him to be able to heal off the poison with his Blue Fairy, so we're gonna body block with our Miss Mofat. And then get our Morty up in range to kill everything else. And then I guess he ends up surrendering. And that's gonna do it for today, guys. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that. And I'll see you guys next time.